Now, Friday Night Blitz on KEZI 9 News.
Welcome to the Friday Night Blitz. I'm Jake Sivan. Eric Elkin is in Seattle with the Ducks, and Steven Nelson is in Tucson with the Beavers. So it's just me tonight. We're going to hear from both Eric and Steven with previews of tomorrow's games later in the show. But back here home, it's week 5 of the high school football season. For the first time this year, Sheldon is ranked #1 in the state in 6A. That's a spot they're familiar with being in. The Irish down at South Medford for a top 10 matchup. The Panthers have been Sheldon's biggest rival the past few years, but not tonight. First drive, Taylor Alley to Dylan Lewis. What a catch on the sideline in the end zone. It's 7-0 Sheldon. South Medford punting now. Never a good idea to punt to Connor Strom. Check out this return. Count the broken tackles. At least 5 right here. He spins, stays on his feet, and takes off. Is gone. It's like a man amongst boys when Connor Strom is playing. 14-0 Irish. More from Sheldon, still in the first quarter. Mitch Lewis gets the handoff and is in around the right side. So both the Lewis twins get touchdowns in the first quarter. It's 21-0 Sheldon. The Irish scored 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. This is the first. A bad snap recovered by Sheldon made it 28-0. It's 42-7 now, still in the second quarter. Alley to Mitchell Herbert. Sheldon went up 49-7 at halftime and win 52-17, a big statement by the #1 team in the state. Thurston is coming off upsets of South Medford and Roseburg. The Colts hosting Grants Pass. First quarter, Grants Pass, Anthony Matty will take it in up the middle for a touchdown, and it's 7-0. Caveman on top. Nice hit at the end of that run by Matty. Second quarter, Thurston's Corey Wyke to Jack Miller. Miller on the wide receiver screen, stays in bounds and takes off down the sideline. Touchdown Colts. Thurston goes for 2, gets it, and it's 8-7 Thurston. In the second quarter, more from Grants Pass. Hunter Rich to Riley Verich as Rich runs around and just throws it up into the end zone, and Verich gets behind the defense. The Colts lost him. It's a touchdown. Grants Pass gets the 2-point conversion, go up 15-8. The final score, the Cavemen win 28-23. South Eugene back at home tonight hosting Roseburg. This was close, just 10-6 at halftime, but then Roseburg blew it open. This is South Eugene's Liam Duncan getting intercepted by Jake Heverly, who takes it in for a touchdown. 24-6 Roseburg after the pick 6. Then Braden Emmerich dropping back to pass. Elijah Page gets hit big time by Cody Walker. An incomplete pass. Nice hit by Walker. Roseburg's Hayden Lent gets tipped by Brendan Hopkins, and it's picked off by Michael Selvin. So a positive play for South Eugene, but the second half was all about Roseburg. Taryn Reedy with the touchdown. The Indians blow out South Eugene 45-6. Get to the chopper. Time for the weekly Thomas Tyner update. He's the 5-star running back from Aloha that will be a Duck next year. A subdued game for Tyner tonight against Westview, by his standards at least. Just 13 carries, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's 14 yards per carry. Not too shabby. Nice run here. Look at the speed. Really get that speed from the chopper. Aloha stayed undefeated, beating Westview 50-28. The 5A Midwestern League is starting to take shape much like we expected it to. Outside of a hiccup against top-ranked Sherwood, Marist has just dominated. The Spartans at home hosting a struggling Willamette team. Cameron Smith, the quarterback, transferred from Willamette to Marist a couple years ago, and the Willamette struggles continued tonight. Marist already up 7-0. Andrew Park caps off a long drive with a short touchdown run. It's 14-0 Marist. The Spartans force Willamette to punt, and kind of like Connor Strom on Sheldon, you don't want to kick to Austin Baird. A big return by Baird and a big hit at the end. It sets up on the very next play. Cameron Smith, again the former Wolverine, to Josh Harper. That's a pretty ball from Smith. Touchdown Marist, 21-0 Spartans. After another defensive stop and a botched punt, it's the third one-play drive of the first quarter for Marist. Levi Yarborough punches it in. Marist racks up the points again, 55-19 over Willamette. Springfield has been hands down the surprise of the Midwestern League, 3-1 this season, taking on Ashland. Third quarter, Trevor Watson, the true freshman. Well, everyone's a true freshman in high school, but the freshman quarterback showing off his legs. A long run gets knocked out of bounds inside the 5. That led to a touchdown that made it 28-14 Springfield. Third quarter, Connor Cagey. Ball gets tipped, and look at the one-handed interception by Taylor Traves. Still 28-14 Springfield. Fourth quarter, Ashland driving when Chase Towlerton gets to the QB and brings him down. The Springfield defense dominant in the second half. Jonathan Emerald now on the end around on offense, down inside the 5. It led to another Springfield touchdown that made it 42-14. Ashland added one to make the score a little more respectable, but how about the Millers? 42-20 over Ashland. Churchill slipped up at Ashland last week, looking to bounce back against Marshfield. John Black looking for Alex Brown, but it's picked off. Dylan Weber got in there on the tip and intercepts it for the Lancers. More from Marshfield. Austin Howerton brought down and sacked by Gavin Coles. He got the ball out, but you see the flag come out. That's an intentional grounding, so it's a sack by Cowles. More Howerton looking for Alex Brown. Brown gets hit and fumbles. Churchill's Ryan Trivet grabs it. It was 7-0 Churchill at this point. The defense doing their job. The Lancer offense not getting going, but finally they do. Jonathan Morin gets through a couple guys and gets in, made it 13-0 Churchill, and the Lancers go on to win 38-7. How about North Eugene off to a 2-0 start in league play, hosting Eagle Point tonight, 21-0 Eagle Point. Final minute of the second quarter, Tyler Nabe fires it down the field, but it's tipped and picked off by Kyle Zerger. Just 12 seconds left in the half. So one last chance for points for Eagle Point. They hand off to Caleb Ash. He finds the hole, then finds the sideline and is gone. Touchdown Eagle Point. Extra point no good, but it's 27-0 at the half. A demoralizing end to the first half for North Eugene. Third quarter, Highlanders punting on 4th and 2. It's a fake, a good idea. Riley Lucier McCool has enough for the first down, but he fumbles at the end. Eagle Point recovers, and 3 plays later, it's Seth Arena will get the handoff. He'll shake a tackle and go in for the touchdown. Eagles go up 34-0 and rout the Highlanders 62-6. So that is a look at the 6A and 5A Midwestern League, but we have plenty more ahead on Friday Night Blitz. Coming up after the break, highlights from 5A Mid-Willamette play, plus we'll look at 4A and 3A. That's the next when we come back after the break.
Welcome back to Friday Night Blitz on KEZI 9 News.
Welcome back. I'm Jake Sivan. Eric Elkin is in Seattle with the Ducks. Steven Nelson with the Beavs in Tucson. And we're going to hear from both of them shortly. But now we're going to shift our focus to the 5A Mid-Willamette League. We'll start in the Corvallis area. Crescent Valley back in the top 10 this week after a win over Lebanon hosting Dallas. Dallas driving down 7-0 early in the first. Josh Kibbe hits Jalen Smothers. That moves the chains for a first down for Dallas. But a few plays later, Crescent Valley's defense steps up. Kibbe drops back to pass, picked off by Sam Kane. And look at Kane, doesn't want to go down, has to get gang tackled by Dallas. On the ensuing drive, Tanner Sanders connects with Trevor Jensen. Crescent Valley would drive down the field but settle for a field goal. Made it 10-0, and it was all Crescent Valley in this game. They shut out Dallas 30-0. Corvallis got spanked by Silverton last week, 49-0, hoping for a better result at South Albany. South Albany up 1, 28-27 at the half in the third quarter. Matherin Langley hits Cole Garrett for a touchdown. Corvallis takes the lead back 33-28. Still in the third, more Langley. A huge run down the field. Doesn't go down easy. The quarterback showing off his legs this time. Down inside the red zone, and 2 plays later, Langley, using his arm again, rolls out and connects with J.D. Lasswell, who delivers a big hit on the South Albany defender. That play led to a touchdown, made it 40-28. Corvallis up by just 3 now. Langley to Andrew Laney for a touchdown. Corvallis goes on to win 53-43. A huge matchup between number 2 West Albany and number 5 Silverton in the Mid-Willamette League. And Silverton beats the second-ranked Bulldogs 28-21. Sean Mannion's dad is the head coach at Silverton. The Mannions still undefeated this season. Lebanon beats Woodburn as well, 44-22. Well, while 6A and 5A schools have been playing league games for a couple of weeks now, league play is just starting up in the 4A Sky M League. It's been a tough start to the season for Elmira, visiting a 3-1 Cottage Grove team tonight. First quarter, Elmira's offense Working down the field, Mikey Langer throws a pass. It's complete to Travis Boggs. More from Langer using his arm. This time throws it up there for Michael Estrella, who goes up and gets it. Elmira inside the 20. In the second quarter, the first touchdown of the game, Andrew Admire brings it in for Elmira. Not a lot of scoring early in this game, but there was late. Cottage Grove beats Elmira 42-34. In 3A, Cresswell hosting Salem Academy. Third quarter, Salem Academy. Jake Hall, complete pass over the middle, and Salem Academy in business. More from Salem Academy, a short touchdown this time, their second touchdown of the night. It's 14-7, Salem Academy at this point. A wild play right here in the fourth quarter of a one-score game. The ball is fumbled by Salem Academy. It pops out and is recovered by Jake Hall on the offense, who's behind the defense and takes off and scores an offensive fumble recovery for a touchdown. That made it 21-7 Salem Academy, and Cresswell goes down 28-13 was the final score. Well, it is 282 miles from Autzen Stadium to CenturyLink Field, and it's 288 miles from Washington State's Martin Stadium to CenturyLink Field. So tomorrow's Oregon-Washington State game will be kind of like a neutral game, site game at best for the Ducks. Eric Elkin drove those 280-some miles this morning, and he has more on tomorrow's game from Seattle.
It'll be the third football game in just 6 days here at CenturyLink Field. Monday night, it was Seattle's controversial Hail Mary win over Green Bay. Thursday night, Washington upset number 8 Stanford. And Saturday night, there's not expected to be as much drama between the Ducks and Cougs. Oregon will be playing its first game away from home, but a trek to Pullman's replaced with a much easier trip here at what should be a more exciting atmosphere for the Ducks.
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, so I watched my boys lose a couple weeks ago in Seattle, so hopefully I can get some revenge.
We won't have any, difference in how we'd go about it, really. You land at a different place and you bus to a different hotel and you go to, there's just the nuances of any road game. But I think our guys will be excited about it, an NFL atmosphere and that place. So, from that standpoint, there might be a little bit of extra juice.
We usually fly into Idaho and drive. So that's a little bit of a different wrinkle than flying to Seattle.
Conversely, the annual Seattle game essentially takes a home game away from Wazoo. And that's not something all the Cougs are thrilled about.
It's not a true home game. It's kind of frustrating that we don't get to play the game in Martin Stadium. So it's kind of a 50-50 deal. I mean, I just wish all of our home games were here. I don't see why we need to go somewhere else to play a home game.
This state's full of Cougar fans, and there's more over there than any other area. So, I've always been really impressed every time I drive through there. There's Cougar flags everywhere.
Oregon and Washington State kick off here at 7:36 when the Ducks will be trying to improve to 5-0 and 2-0 in Pac-12 play. At CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Eric Elkin, KZI 9 Sports.
Thanks a lot, Eric. There's Eric in Seattle. Now here's Steven Nelson in Tucson with the preview of the Beaver game.
The Beavers are heading into an environment that is louder and more hostile than the one they saw at the Rose Bowl. In Arizona, they'll be visiting the Zona Zoo.
We're probably entering a little different deal as far as noise and what that all means to, having basically a lot of poise when you play.
With the bye week and a road game last week, we've had this is our third week of work on the silent count, so I think we're pretty sharp with it now, and we don't want it to be a problem in the game, and I think we've done a lot of good work the past 3 weeks to address it.
And it's going to be a good experience for me. I'm not going to let that take away from my game and, distract me from helping my team win. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all the heat.
The Zona Zoo will also be shining a little bit brighter on Saturday. The Wildcats will be wearing copper helmets to honor the state of Arizona's history.
I think it's a tribute to the mining industry in our state, and it's our first Pac-12 home game this year, so we're going to break out the copper helmets.
Hopefully they have helmets big enough for the linemen. So, no, they're cool. Being a history major, I know the importance of what copper is to the state and how important the mining industry is, so it's going to be great to be able to represent that.
Steven Nelson, KEZI 9 Sports.
And that is the Friday Night Blitz for tonight. Have a good one.